Okay. There we go. Okay, hello everybody who is currently watching, if there is anybody watching other than people who are in the stream. Um, Welcome to Roll for Gold, a charity Dungeons and Dragons live stream in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support. I am your host and dungeon master, Sam Drake. Oh no, not Sam. Yeah, it was just Sam Drake. There we go. Name's gonna end up on the internet at some point. I lasted this long. And I'm joined around this virtual tabletop by Adam, Laura. Let me see. Let's actually do this in order. Adam, Laura, Nathaniel, and then that's me at the end. There we go. You ready to, guys? Are you ready to listen to me ramble incoherently?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay then. So I might as well just very quickly. Oh no. Chris isn't ready yet. Our mod isn't ready yet. Oh no. Well, I will delay then so that our mod is ready when we are. Very simply, Dungeons and Dragons is a game traditionally played by a group of friends, as it is now, but usually around a tabletop. It is a tabletop RPG, meaning a tabletop role-playing game, not a rocket-propelled grenade. That would be terrible. It's a tabletop RPG where a group of friends will sit around a table. We're not sat around computers, and take on the roles of characters within a fictional or not so fictional world, and make decisions as those characters and everything. So I am the dungeon master. I describe the setting. I play everybody who isn't these lovely people. Pardon me. I've just literally finished eating my lunch. That's not helpful. Right then. Okay, so suppose we better roll the opening credits because this is gonna be fun. It is gonna be fun, isn't it? So right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so we are gonna play for about. This is gonna last about 3 hours. We're gonna play for about an hour and a half, then stop at some point, and then have 15-20 minute break, and then start again. Well, not start again. That would be terrible. But continue from where we left off. Okay. So let's roll the opening titles.
It was really weird at first because I heard you,
Okay.
and I also heard stream you, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that'll happen a little bit. Okay then, so yeah, it might be helpful to meet your stream. Thank you very much. Thank you for saying that they're very cute. It's just, yeah, I did my best. And my best was not very good when it comes to these things, but okay. Yeah. So we're gonna just, before we kick off properly, we're gonna quickly just go around everybody in the group. I don't know if everybody's got the same order of people in Discord. I've got Adam at the top, then Laura, then Nathaniel.
Yeah, that works.
Apparently the credits
What?
are a lie. Okay. Yeah. Right. So, Adam, would you like to introduce us to your characters? So, what's their name? What do they look like? Yeah. Let's go with that.
Okay, I'm Jaci the Aasimar, a gold-scaled dragonborn, who was banished from his clan and sort of wandered the wilds, and now I work as a gunslinger.
Which is a pretty awesome job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just.
Yeah,
I've got
I-
one. I've got one eye on the chat, and it's very interesting. Just seeing what people are saying.
Yeah.
So then next on the list, Laura, would you like to introduce us to your character?
Hello. My character's called Shautha. She basically grew up with the battlefield. She started as a soldier very young and essentially fought her way through, and she became a general eventually. And yeah, she's got a lot of skills in battle. She's also got skills in planning. And yeah, she's pretty badass. That's basically it. She doesn't know any magic though, as far as I'm aware.
Not as far as you're aware, which could, well, you could have some later on, but you never know.
I forgot to ask you beforehand.
No, I don't think you have any magic.
No.
You're just a barbarian.
Nothing.
You
I
pu-
just kill everything.
Oh, what's the term? You're a muscle wizard.
I mean, a barbarian with magic would be pretty terrifying.
True. Okay then, and last but by no means least, Nathaniel, introduce us to your character.
Okay. I'm Gabriel, who is a protector Aasimar. I lived on the celestial plane before a terrible creature called a Balor invaded my village, and I fled to the material plane where we're playing today.
So, what could you just explain quickly what an Aasimar is? Because it's a very strange name.
Okay. Well, it's basically a part angel, so I'm a descendant of the angel race.
Excellent. And what? Sorry, I don't. So we mentioned Jaci is a gunslinger, which is a fighter subclass. Shautha is a barbarian. But what class are you, Gabriel?
I'm a sorcerer. So
Yes, I need to make sure that I have the wild magic table open, don't I? Let me just navigate through my library with my foot.
So I am
Top of the pile now.
a user of magic who, it's not very stable magic. A lot of things can go wrong.
Yes. So should I just like, right? I should tell what, just there's no. I just realised there's no music on. Let's put some music on just to, get the nice feeling in there. Let's just bung that there. Excellent. Right then, so those are our characters out. So we have Gabriel played by Nathaniel, Shautha played by Laura, and Jaci played by Adam. Okay, there may be some echoing from the music. So you're currently in the world of Nova, which is a world that I have created. You won't be able to find it anywhere else. It has a very generic name because I am creative. You have for a reason. Would you like to share the reason why? You've all travelled to the nation of the Nexus Republic, which is far in the north. Well, not so far in the north of the world, but in the north of the world, around Greenland, in terms of northness. In order to, Jaci, what are you going to? Would you like to share why you've come here? Why you've dragged your companions to the Nexus Republic?
While in banishment in the wilds, I stumbled across a cave in which I found a dead gnome, which is where I got my gunslinger equipment from. But I also found a notebook at the back of which were pages of some kind of mechanism, tool thing that I couldn't decipher its meaning. So I've set about to discover what this is.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Would you like? So you've you received contact. You put out word that you were looking to find out what this device was and looking to decipher these notes. And from far away, you received word from a person called Frederick, calling you to the capital of the Nexus Republic, which is Grossheim, which you have yet to see. So, let's properly start off, shall we? Because that's the world setup. That's the reason why you're where you are. Let's just stick some of this on. Okay then. So, having arrived in the Nexus Republic, you travelled north, far into the country, and a little way into the country before the sun began to set. You managed to find yourself a cave in which to spend the night and slept peacefully. I'm assuming you had a campfire or something? Yes? No?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? You had a campfire. Okay, so you slept the night very peacefully, and it comes to morning. During the night, mist has rolled up around the entire surrounding countryside, and well, question is who's first up? Who will be first awaking in this cave? Would anybody?
I will.
Okay, so Shautha, you wake up, you get up, and you go to the cave entrance, and you just look out, and you can see, your vision is cut off after about half a mile because of the mist, but from what you can see around you can see what was maybe obscured in the evening before as the sunlight was lost. Flat fields, gently rolling, flat, well ploughed fields, and all set out with different crops. Just rolling gently away into the thing. I better not knock over my water, that would be bad. I need to stop waving my hands around as much. And you can see the pathway just ahead of you and where you left and everything. Did you have horses with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had horses with you. You can see that you tied them up to a tree or something nearby, and they're just grazing on the very sparse grass nearby. The sparse grass. Sorry, had to be done. So what? The age-old question for every D&D player: what would you like to do? It's very early morning, maybe around 7 o'clock.
I'd like to use danger sense just to make sure there's nothing bad out there. Wait, do I have? Yeah.
Yeah, let me just check. What's that entail? Because I can't remember.
I have no idea.
There's a look. Danger sense. Don't want armed defense. Danger sense. Okay, you just so you're aware, you can just click on the name of it and it'll open it up, or you don't have to click on the cog to look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Okay, well, I'd say make a perception check.
It's been a while, how do I do it?
So you go onto your character sheet, you find the perception thing underneath the skills, and click it. First roll of the game, ladies and gentlemen, and
Woo!
we have an 8. Everything seems fine at the moment.
Alright.
Okay.
Yep.
What would you like?
Don't really know what else there is to do, just kind of like waking up.
Your allies are currently asleep behind you, yep, in the cave.
Is it cold?
It's pretty cold actually, because you're quite far north. It's a cold mist. There's no wind, so nothing is moving, but it is just cold.
I'm gonna make a fire then.
Okay. You start making a fire in the fire pit that you had from the previous evening. let's see, who would be next to wake up? Okay, so Yaki and Gabriel, you wake up as the warmth kind of just slowly penetrates into you. What do you do?
Well, I'll join Shautha.
Yeah.
Near the fire, and
Okay.
yeah.
This is really nice music.
Yeah, no. I'm having to use royalty-free music because I can't use any of the usual stuff I'd have. I can't use Skyrim or The Witcher 3 music, so I went and found some royalty-free music, and this is quite nice.
Yeah.
Kevin MacLeod is the saviour of all creators. So, I'm assuming you make a breakfast of some sort. What? You have rations of some kind, so.
Yeah, I'll make breakfast.
Yeah. What do you talk about?
I'll point out I've
I'm gonna
joined
eat
them
one.
at the fire.
What do you guys want for breakfast?
Something nice, please.
Okay. Can you be more specific? I don't think we can have bacon and eggs or anything. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
Well,
We have to kill a pig first and find the chicken.
depends on what you had with you, because it's just you have rations. That could just be some pocket bacon of some kind, or jerky, or it could be eggs. You could have eggs. Dragon bacon.
Do you guys want scrambled eggs for breakfast?
Go on then.
Alright, I'm making scrambled eggs for everyone.
Okay, so you make yourself some scrambled eggs, and as you make it, you it's dragon eggs as well. Yes.
Not dragon eggs, we've got
Not
a dragon
dragon eggs. They're
ball.
just
Like his children.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, as you make your breakfast, and you occasionally look out the cave entrance. It doesn't seem as if the mist is burning off in the morning. It's just staying at the moment. You eat your breakfast. It's nice, I'm assuming.
No, it's terrible.
It's barbarian breakfast. It's not meant to be nice.
I eat it off my battle axe.
You just fry it on your battle axe and everything.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You finish your breakfast, and how quickly do you get going? I'm asking questions because I'm trying to get you to fill things out a little bit and just kind of tell me what you're doing.
I don't know.
We should head off fairly. The day is young,
Yeah.
and yeah. Should
I reckon
we
we should
head
set
off?
off
put
as
out the
soon as
fire
we
and
finish.
get going. Yeah, as soon as we finish breakfast.
Okay, so you finish your breakfasts, you hop back onto your horses, you pack up, you put out the fire, and you hop back up onto your horses and head back down to the road. And you begin the trek towards Grossheim. It takes hours pass, and as you're just walking along, the world around you just stays enveloped in this mist. It warms up a little bit, but not particularly very much. And what's more is it starts to drizzle a little bit. Just faint mist of drizzle as you're going along. It's not unpleasant, but it's just not particularly nice either. As you're going along, you can see, from what you can see of the fields, they continue to be these very well-ploughed, well-maintained fields, and you see a couple of the workers, which the Nexus Republic is renowned for, because instead of using human labourers, they use robots. Specifically, they're named automatons. You can see these big, chunky robots as they just kind of some of them with legs, some of them with tracks on tracks and wheels. They're just kind of trundling over the field, just kind of somehow carefully avoiding all the wheat and everything, and some of them churning out a large amount of fumes as they're going along. Others very quietly going along. You can hear them chuntering in the background somewhere. You do actually see a couple of humans just kind of stood at the edge of the field, supervising, making sure that the robots are doing the same things. They wave at you as you go past. And if you wave back, just, I don't know. So then, is there anything like you would like to do as you're riding along? Any preparation you'd like to do?
I'd like to use the Aasimar's ability to grow wings, and I'd like to fly up and see if I can see anything above the mist of where we need to go.
Okay.
Make sure I have a
So do you stop the horses, or do you just take off from the back of your horse?
Well, I of course warned my friends before doing so, but I don't think I need to get off the horse before I do it.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
So as you're riding along, I'm assuming that you've done this before with your allies here. They'll have seen this before.
Yep.
Suddenly you start glowing gold faintly, and then suddenly out of your back bursts this pair of giant glossy white wings, and you just kind of begin flapping, and you rise up into the air. You keep on you fly for a little while. You've only got a minute, remember, so it takes about you're flying for a good 30 seconds or so before you actually break the top of the mist properly, and you can just see. You look around very quickly because you've only got 30 seconds left before your wings disappear again. You look around, you can see above you quite a way. There are some other clouds, just very wispy ones up in the sky. The sun is beautiful, and a sort of towers of mist coming off the mist, the sea of mist that's around you. As you look around, you look to the south. You can just about make out the sea and the masts of ships at the port you came from the previous day. You turn around and face north, and as you turn, you can see bursting from the mist this rising spine-like mountain range that kind of just rises out of the mist and up towards the sky, and then suddenly in front of the mountains, literally just in front of them, you're quite a way off still, you see a giant stone building rising out of the mist. It must be at least a mile or so tall, because it towers above the mountain range. You could actually see over the mountain from the top of it, and you can see towards the base of it. Towards the base, you can see windows and things and lights through the windows on the side of this massive building. And they're not tiny windows; they are massive, as if giants used to live here.
Oh dear.
But then you can also see, just peeking above the mist, the top of a giant archway. Let's see. Make a history check.
Okay.
See if you would know what this is.
-1 on history. This is gonna go well.
It's not too difficult. You think this might be Grossheim in front of you, your destination. Yes, Nathaniel, Gabriel, you know this is Grossheim in front of you. This is Grossheim, and in fact, looking closer, you can see tiny little green flags with little emblems on them. You can't quite make out the emblems, but it's there, and it's just framed by this mountain range behind it. Sun streaming straight into it. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
This is what you see before you have to go back down again.
Yeah, I'm going to fly back down and describe what I see to my companions. Shautha and Jaci.
Okay. So you describe to them. So you described to them what you saw. This massive tower, this building.
How far away did it look like it was?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you
You
a good
just
way away. But
yeah. You say you've got another couple of hours journey before you get there.
if our horses can make it that long,
You reckon so? You reckon your horses can last long enough to get you there?
Okay.
These are sturdy
Well-
steeds. They've had a night's rest. They're fine.
Sturdy steeds.
I'm doing
Nice
well
use of
with
alliteration.
yes, sturdy steeds. Yes.
let's continue on our way then.
Okay.
Yep.
So as your wings fade and seem to almost evaporate and become one with the mist, you set off again. Looking around, you actually just see a peasant farmer, just who was managing some of the robots, kind of just looking at you, going, "What? What just happened?" Just you can see he's clutching a holy symbol, just like, "Ah."
I wave to him and
He just
fully leave off.
he tentatively just raises a hand and waves back slightly.
Stop scaring the locals.
Sorry, but just wanted to see where we were going, how far off it was.
Okay, so you continue on the way, and the closer that you get to the city, the straighter the roads become and the better paved they are. They were already fairly well managed and kept. They were just covered in sort of a grey gravel. Now, as you get closer to the city, they slowly turn into paved roadways, and they are raised slightly above the farmland around them. You eventually come to a crossroads, and you head north on the crossroads. Around this time, the mist has finally begun to burn off. You can now see out to a mile around you. Yay! And out of the mist looms on the horizon a small hut, and then behind it, just this massive wall of grey. And you realise that this must be the exterior wall of Grossheim. So you keep on heading that way. And as you get closer, you can start seeing that other people start overtaking you and joining from side roads and heading towards Grossheim as well. You can see a couple of carts pass by with some kids sat on the back, all laughing and playing games. Some of them not, just looking very taciturn and upset. Let's see what else you see. You just keep on going forward, and you've joined the back of this line. I'm not going to bore you out too much. You suddenly make your way forward to the line until you get to this small hut at the very base of Grossheim. And it's only here really that you notice how huge Grossheim is. It stretches sideways, to your left and right, outwards, and you just cannot see the other sides of it. You look up and you can just see it through the mist, the top of the step of that giant archway. And you can see now the actual flags that were flying. They were, bottle green flags with golden trim, with a picture of two swords crossed with a crescent moon between them, so that the chunk out of the crescent moon is facing upwards, and there's a tiny little gem between the hilts of the two swords. And it's just a white that on a bottle green background. You can see ahead of you this hut. It is made of stone on three sides with a wooden roof, and inside is are a couple of human guards, and a third gentleman sat behind a desk. He's just kind of talking to people, checking bits of paper that people are handing to him, just checking them, stamping them, giving them back, and then tell them to go off, and they just kind of go around the back of the building, and you watch as the people in front of you go around the building, and then a couple of seconds later you hear and you see a rickety lift suspended by two cables just begin to rise and judder up the side of the wall, up towards the step. He beckons you forward and says, "Yes, next, please. Do you have papers? Hello? Hello? Papers, do you have
Do we
them?"
have papers? Do we have papers?
No, you do not have papers. You didn't realize you needed papers.
Oh dear.
I explained this to the guard.
Oh, this is not very good, is it? This is most unfortunate. He kind of just rests his hand on his forehead and rubs the bridge of his nose. He's a human male, white skin, very, how's it, bowl cut, black hair.
Yay.
Uh,
The best haircut.
he's not wearing what you would consider traditional guard uniform. He's wearing what appears to be a bottle green suit, pinstripe suit, bottle green pinstripe suit, and he has a fedora of the same colour on the desk next to him. Pun?
I'm gonna pipe up and say, actually, I think we do. I've just remembered I did pack my papers, and I'm going to subtly cast the spell Prestidigitation to create a piece of paper for us. It's, well, what I think the papers might be like.
Okay.
Let's see how well this goes.
Yep.
It might be cut
Sorry,
out as
you
well.
might be able to hear the phone ring in the background. It's
Yeah.
not. I won't be able to answer it for a second, so it will have to ring out. So then. Okay, so what do you make these papers look like? That's what I'm interested in.
Well, they'll have a picture of us each on them with our names and stuff like that. They're a bit worn from being in a bag,
Okay.
or it looks that way. And
Let me just check.
they-
What do you have to do for prestidigitation? Is it? Do you have to say things? Do you have to move your hands? Are there any?
I've done it subtly using my
Subtle magic. Subtle spell.
yeah,
Yep.
meta magic.
Okay, we'll mark off a sorcery point, and that's that. Okay, so I'd say I was going to make you make a sleight of hand check to see if you could just conjure this from nowhere and make it look natural. But if you're burning that sorcery point, I'll let it go. Okay, so you produce this, you hand it to the guard, and he takes it from you. Is it a physical bit of paper?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. He takes it from you, looks up and down, raises an eyebrow, then just. I don't have any dice. I'm actually going to have to roll it on roll 20, aren't I? He looks at it and says, "It seems that you have. It seems that this piece of paper has been these papers have been filled out by an imbecile. Who did you get these from? Where did you get these?"
Well, I got it a few weeks ago from someone saying that he was travelling from this place and he was able to create these papers for us.
Do you have the name of this person? This is highly illegal to forge papers like this. I'd be very grateful if you were to tell us the name.
I didn't catch a name from him.
But do you have a description of this person?
He was a gnome called I don't know what he's called. He was very short, like most gnomes.
Okay.
Brown hair,
Okay.
male. He looked confident that he was
He kind of takes out a notepad and a quill and dips in some ink and starts writing all this down, kind of sticking his tongue between his teeth. Okay, this is very interesting. So brown hair, small gnome. Okay, very confident. Okay. Thank you very much. We will keep an eye out for this person.
Okay.
So then, but we cannot let you into the city with this. You understand that? He looks up. Oh, yes. I am very, very sorry, but we cannot let you into the city with this. Usually it takes. Would you be willing to wait the 2 weeks it takes for the paperwork to go through, or how urgent is it that you get into the city?
It's vital.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
have no
If we don't get into this city, there could be disastrous consequences for many people.
Make a deception check. Natural 20. Okay. Kind of goes, okay, well, still, it's bureaucracy got mad. We still cannot let you into the city.
Come on.
I can rush it through for you, but it will cost. And 200 gold pieces per paperwork if I'm going to get it done quickly.
Oh.
Do you
Is
have
there
such
any
amount of
way,
money?
Sam, I'm talking as Laura now.
Yep.
Is there any way I could make up a really elaborate but like believable story that would convince him to let us in?
I'd say because you got the natural 20, I'll say yes. Roll performance checks. You've deceived him. Now let's see if you can perform it.
Oh.
Oh dear.
You can't. Do you want to have a go at saying what you would say, or would you rather just?
No, I didn't think that
Okay.
far ahead. I just thought my character comes up with the story.
You
I
can't
can't
with a
think of
story,
stories on the spot.
but it's very hesitant, and there's a lot of stammering, and you keep on looking up and kind of squinting slightly and kind of thinking. You're not particularly intelligent when it comes to that kind of stuff. So he kind of just goes. You kind of finish explaining as, well, that might be the case, but I still can't do it. I would get into trouble, and I do not want to lose my job. So, tell you what, if you do a small job for the city, a very small job that I'm sure the Prime Chancellor himself will be very happy that you did for him, then I will bypass all the money, all the payments, and just get the paperwork done for you. Okay?
We'll do it.
Just
What is it?
Okay. Well, very eager, I see. He kind of just leans back and says, okay, then. He reached out a hand and just already one of the guards has pulled up this, who was also wearing this kind of bottle green pinstripe suit with fedora on, hands him a bit of paper. And he says, okay, then, so there have been reports in recent weeks that there has been sightings of some kind of monster. It is a giant of some kind of, I don't know, mutated hill giant. It's very large, very fat, and it's causing a lot of destruction. It has trampled several crops. It has smashed apart one of our very expensive automata. And it is now just becoming a nuisance. We would send our own people to deal with it. However, we've had a lot of official events going on. We've needed everybody inside the city helping out with those things, and we can't allow. Well, we do not want. I'm sorry to be very blunt, but we do not want to waste other automata to go after it, or to waste human lives to defeat it. But I said that came out wrong. I mean, we don't want to waste intelligent people. No, that came out wrong as well. He's getting very, very flustered.
We completely understand, and we will be willing to fight this.
You seem like
beast.
able-bodied people. You can deal with this.
Yeah.
We have a trained warrior.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I'm a barbarian.
He just
Be
seems to
fine.
realize. He realizes the first time with the giant axe strung across your back. He's just like, yes, you do. Wow. It is a very large
It's
X.
got like egg stains on it.
I just pull out my pistol, give it a little spin on my finger, and then put it back.
Wow, that
Show off a bit.
What is that? That is.
I flex my muscles.
I'm going to recast the prestidigitation spell, with like muttering an incantation and flicker flames in my hand.
Okay.
Show off a bit.
It makes a very impressive image. Just Shautha flexing, Jaci spinning this pistol, and then just Gabriel stood between them with this fire in his hand.
And I say we'd be happy to help, but there is only one monster I have ever come across that I am not able to defeat.
Well, I'm sure. Well, as long as it is not a mutated hill giant, you're fine. You look very impressive, by the way. Thank you so much. Well, I suppose I better give you some directions to where this monster has been roaming around. Not exactly sure where it is. You may have to do a little bit of searching, but it shouldn't be too difficult to find. Not for adventurers such as yourselves. So if you head back down the road where you've just come from, just a straight line, it's very easy to do. I know you've just come from that way, but you know. You come to the first set of first crossroads, head east. Okay, so that would be turning right. No, not right, left, because we are coming from the north. We're in the north, you're heading south, going to the east.
Yes.
Yes, so head south to the first crossroads, head east, and find your way to, well, there's a small settlement, I can't remember its name, it's something like Biggleswade or something like that, I'm not sure. Just head there, go there, ask around a little bit, and, well, you may even find some tracks along the way. Bring me its head, and if you find anything that you think is possibly prudent to bring back, so for example anything that might belong to the ministry, so ourselves, the people, for the guards, bring it back as well. We will deduct anything from the rewards that would be prudent to pay for all the paperwork, and then we'll let you take anything extras that you find. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Excellent.
We'll
Excellent.
see you back in about 2 hours then.
I shake his hand very firmly.
Okay, so he'd only just raised his hand off the table to shake your hand, and you just grab it, your just giant half-orc mitt, and you just kind of shake it, and his entire arm is just kind of wobbling, and it's just like, when you let him go, it's just like, ow, yes, thank you, yes, 2
I
hours.
can just imagine him trying to like keep himself, like trying to make it look like he's not in pain or anything, and I'm just like, yeah. Almost breaking his hand, but it's fine.
Yes. So, yeah, we will see you in 2 hours at the earliest. It might take a little bit longer than that. I won't worry too much if you don't come back in 2 hours. If you don't come back in 8 souls, that will be a problem. I will assume you are dead. Or lost. Or both.
Fair enough.
So then, farewell then.
Bye.
Next,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
And the next people come up to the thing. It says, "Yes, do you have papers?" Yes. So as you begin walking back down the road, back down, find your way to the crossroads. You head east and you begin.
Are we currently on our horse?
I assume so.
Make it quicker.
Yep. You finally managed to you're going along and you managed to make it to you managed to make it to the crossroads. You head east from there, heading towards. The name of the city wasn't Biggleswade or something. It was Bigglesdorf, which is slightly different. You follow it east. You keep on going, and before you reach the village, you come across a small wooded area. It's just a small forested area just outside. You can just about, the mist is now burned off enough. You can see far enough into the distance to see the small, quaint little village, and you head towards it. You walk through a very overgrown patch of forest. I'd like you to make perception checks, please. So, she does... Okay, so
I'm not good at it.
Adam, I'm assuming. All right, Adam. To make a perception check, what you need to do is you need to open up your character sheet, go to the skills section, and find perception. On the list, it's all in alphabetical order, and you just click the word perception. Okay.
And then click submit.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
21. That's good. Shautha and Gabriel, you just continue riding. There are two large puddles in the middle of the road. And you just kind of guide your horses around them. Not really noticing them, but Yaki, you notice these two large puddles, and they shouldn't be two very large puddles in the middle of this very large, very well kept road. It's very strange.
What shape are the puddles? Are they round or do they look like footprints?
They're vague.
Gonna say.
Okay. They're vaguely round, but looking at them, you can see that there are what looks like there were extra stubby bits on one end of them. Other smaller circles seem to have punched their way into the ground, and it vaguely resembles a foot, if it were a very round foot. And there are two of them.
So I'm
They're leaning
assuming
across the path.
that's the big boy that we're trying to fight.
Possibly. You don't know. Do you...
Shautha doesn't know.
Shautha doesn't know. Shautha and Gabriel will continue going.
Is there a rock I can drop into it to see how deep it is?
Sure, you hop down off your horse. There's some quite sizable rocks by the size of the road. You pick up one and you just drop it into the puddle. They're not particularly deep. So this rock is about the same size as your fist, size of a fist, and it just kind of, you can just make out the top of the rock, the top of the rock is still sticking out of the puddle.
Right.
But even so,
When
to make a puddle this deep, is something big and heavy that has walked through.
Do I know when it last rained?
You would have known very well that it had rained the night before.
Right. So these are probably fresh. What are the little extra bits on the circles? Are they on both of them? Are they both pointing the same direction?
Yes. In fact, looking at these now, they do look like very large footprints. With the
I
toes
turn
on
back to
them.
Yaki and say, "What are you
shout
doing?"
I shout to the other two to come back and tell them about the footprints.
Okay. I'm assuming the other two do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you talking about? It's just puddles.
It's a big puddle.
I point out the little extra bits, and I say these could be the footprints of the giant, and they seem to go in and point in the direction of the extra toe bits.
I scratch my head in confusion.
Looking in that direction, are there any other big
Make an investigation
holes
check.
off the path?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shautha, you don't know what he's talking about, Stella. They're just puddles, but you do look to either side of the road, and right.
I
So
can see
you're
a lot more puddles.
going for you. You can see that on both the north and southern sides of this pathway, of this road, there are more of these large puddles. You
And
start
they
to
seem
think,
to be alternating,
Yes.
almost as if something had been walking in a similar
you start to think
pattern.
that these aren't puzzles, maybe.
I'm like scratching my head in confusion.
And so you also kind of notice that some of the undergrowth seems a bit flattened, as if something has walked through here and flattened it slightly.
Right, I tell them that in that exact wording, just like, oh, it looks like something might have.
It might have come from it.
It's just puzzles, though, isn't it?
Oh,
I suggest we follow these in the direction they appear to be going.
They appear to be going south.
Right, that way then.
can our horses follow over the field?
They
They're a bit
just
soggy,
about able to
so-
get through. It's pretty. The forested area here is pretty overgrown. It doesn't go for very far, but they're very overgrown and could potentially cause a hazard to your horses, make it difficult for them to go.
Does it look like the path that is it a straight line, the path the puddles are in?
Looking
Or
at
does
them,
weave and bend?
it kind of wavers, it meanders from side to side. Not suddenly, it's not as if somebody was drunkenly going from side to side. It's almost as if somebody was just wandering from tree to tree aimlessly.
And can we see where it appears anything where it comes to a stop, or does it just go?
It just keeps on going.
beyond?
For as far as you can see, it keeps on going.
I'm gonna get off and lead my horse because it's very overgrown.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do the same. I'm already off my horse, so I'll grab its reins and walk it.
Yeah, well, I follow suit and join.
Okay. So you continue. You start leading your horses through the undergrowth, following these trails. I'd like somebody, I don't know who, somebody who's in front. See, what's the marching order? So who's the front, who's in the middle, and who's at the back?
Adam go first because he's the one who found them in the first place. So logically, he'd be like, "Oh, let's
Yeah.
go then."
And I'm at the back because I'm following what they're doing. Simon.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so Yaki, I would like you to please make a survival check to see if you can follow. Well, see if you can follow these footprints.
Oh dear.
It's not too difficult. They are very, very big footprints. There are a couple of there are some points where there have been actual puzzles that have formed naturally on the fields as you exit the overgrown wooded area, but you managed to keep track of the actual footprints and follow them. For the best part of maybe half an hour, you follow these, and it's getting to around midday at this point. The mist is now completely burned off, and you can see clouds skittering across the sky above you. Looking back and to the north, and to the northwest, you can see Grossheim up against the mountain range, lit by the sun, and you just continue following it, and you could watch as Bigglesdorf kind of vanishes off to the side, and behind the low hill. Continuing to follow this, you come across after a while you come across the trampled remains of, well, it looks like a mangled mess of iron and metal. You think this might have once been an automata, but it's been trodden on heavily.
Oh.
How long does it look like it's been there?
Make an investigation check. There's gonna be a lot of that at the moment.
There we go.
Okay,
It's a bit better.
it's 21. Well done. Okay, so you managed to you look this over, and it's been like this for a couple of hours. And looking to the puddles that lead up to it, it looks like it was trodden on and then scraped forward a little bit and then kind of shaken off the foot, and then the thing carried on. Looking through the let's see, make a history check. I just want to check something.
Who, me?
Yes, because or anybody who's looking at the wreckage, make a history check.
There we go.
Okay, Shautha and Nathaniel, but more Shautha. This is very strange. You're not sure how you know this or where you managed to pick this up from. Perhaps it was something you heard on the road, but the automatons of the Nexus Republic are all powered by a large crystal. It's a crystal that is mined here in the Nexus Republic, and it's what's effectively put them on the map. They use it for creating a lot of magical items and weapons and various other things. But one of their uses is to power these automata. The crystal of this automata is gone.
I'm gonna put this automata on. Like, can I lift it and put it on my
It's
horse?
Big. It weighs a lot. It's like it'd be as if you were trying to lift, let's say a car, almost onto the back of your horse.
Okay, maybe
This is
not
a
then.
big industrial thing.
Is any of it undamaged? Or is it
There's
completely
there's
smashed?
some bits around on the edges of it that are still usable. I'm assuming you want to see if you can scavenge some bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if there's anything I can bring back that they might be able to use.
Okay, so I'm not even going to make you roll. I'd say you managed to get down and you managed to just wiggle some bits out. You get a couple of bits of iron, a couple of plates and cogs of certain types. You have a little bit of building materials.
Yay.
Yay! Okay. Oh, and another thing is that these gems are incredibly valuable, or at least are highly prized by the Nexus Republic and by the Ministry, who is the government almost of the Nexus Republic.
Should we take them back to them, or
Well,
is this where they store them all?
the gem isn't there.
Okay.
Gem has been pinched.
Oh dear.
Can we
better
see?
find this giant quickly.
Is there anywhere that the giant might have gone, or is it just still another long path?
I'd say, Yaki, you look around and you can see, off in the distance, another clump of trees, and you can see just vaguely inside of it is what looks like a low hill or rock inside. And actually, looking at the path of the giant seems to have taken as it headed towards. It seems to have headed that way. That's the first thing, but its movements have become more erratic. It has now started to sway from side to side, like a drunken person. It seems to have gone back and forwards confused. It's walked over its own path a couple of times, which is something it hasn't done in the time that you've been tracking it.
Do some of the footprints look older, like much older than the others, or does it look like he has just been walking around in circles?
It's not quite. They're all a couple of hours old, so they'd be from earlier this morning. This would be.
Okay.
Well, we better try and catch up with him quickly while he's still moving
Yeah.
relatively slow.
Okay. You do see in a couple of as you continue riding towards this small copse of trees, you do see in some of the puddles there is now flecks of blood, very thick,
Oh.
Icarus blood. It's just there. It's not very nice.
That means he's bleeding.
Or he's
Or he's
carrying
killed
something.
Oh,
He might just
or
stood on
that.
something.
Okay.
It's always okay. It's always on the same side of the footsteps. It's always on what would be the left foot.
He could have stood on something accidentally.
Yeah, or he's got something like a deer under his arm or something.
So I was thinking, because
Does it look like animal blood, or does it look like it could be a giant.
Um,
Can I tell the difference?
let's see. Make a just make a. Let's see. Make a nature check. That's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Make a nature check.
19.
Gabriel is blood. Ugh. Shautha and Jaci. You. I don't know. I don't know if you taste it or something. Do you tast it? Just lick it or something. I don't know.
Sure.
I'll give it a lick.
I'll give it a lick
You'll-
as well.
Both of you just. I've got this picture in my head of Jaci just kind of dipping his finger into it and licking it, and then Shautha just going down on all fours and licking it off the ground. Both of you identify this as giant blood.
I mean, for me, it makes sense that I'd know what it was because I've been in the battlefield. How do you know?
I know, okay?
Intelligent.
Oh dear.
I'm going to frown and say, I know that I haven't been on the material plane for long, but is this a usual custom that you lick blood when you see it?
There could have been any kind of like disease in that blood, but we said, let's lick it. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Are we going to continue? Are we going to continue following the path? Now we know it's probably
Yeah.
injured, so let's see if we can catch up.
Unless he's killed another giant.
Oh no. I've
Just
guessed
like
it.
carry it over his back.
Okay, so you you continue forward, still following this trail of footprints, and you find your way very easily to this copse of trees, and in it you can see what you first have thought was a small boulder or rock is in fact a small cave entrance, and from inside it you can see the faint flickering of a fire, and groans of pain just go like that.
Aww.
Wait, do giants
Oh,
speak
dear.
a particular language?
They speak giant.
Okay,
great.
so we
I
can't
do
talk.
not know that.
I don't know,
If
giant.
only-
Right,
If
okay.
only somebody had a spell that let them hear other languages.
Wait, I think I forgot that. Yeah, I can understand him. I'm gonna cast the spell comprehend languages.
Okay, are you doing it subtly, or are you going to do it just ordinarily?
Well, I better do it subtly. Yeah.
Okay, so mark off another sorcery point, and you cast a spell. You can hear from inside the cave just this really deep voice going, "It hurts. Why does it hurt so much? It hurts."
It's like a baby.
Like, shut up! Get out of my head. It's it won't. Shh! Just stop. Voices, stop. Get out of my foot. Out of my head.
How did it hear me? I'm so confused.
He doesn't seem to have heard you or anything.
I'm very
Just-
confused right now.
You don't hear this, do you? Gabriel, that's what you hear. You hear it just kind of moaning in pain and telling voices to get out of his head.
I'm going to send a message to it using my cantrip message,
Okay.
and I'm going to ask it what's wrong with it.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to whisper a message. So,
It just okay. So you whisper it,
Don't
but
ask
it comes out as an ordinary voice because of Okay.
Yeah.
So, right. As a sorcerer, would you like to explain it? Why it's so loud?
well, basically, because I'm born as a sorcerer, it's not very stable magic, and when I say a spell, it will automatically become louder, and it's not my fault. If I go to whisper it, then it will be like a normal, well, slightly louder than a normal voice. If I just speak it normally, then it will be extremely loud. Unfortunately.
So you just kind of. So when you whisper, it just sounds like an ordinary voice.
Mhm.
Especially, rather when you're casting a spell, it does anyway.
Yeah.
So what do you whisper exactly?
I'm going to whisper, are you okay? You seem to be hurt.
Okay, so you hear it in your. Hang on, what level is comprehend languages, by the way?
Level 1.
Okay. I'm gonna do something that I haven't done yet, and that is, can I ask you to please roll a d20, please? Just a straight d20, please.
Oh dear.
Okay. I hope you've guessed what this is. Please say it's an actual one. Yes.
Yeah. My second natural one in a row.
Please, can you roll a 1d100, please?
If I roll another one, this is gonna be
87.
oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll. Okay, I want you to. Okay. Shautha and Yaki, I want you to assign yourselves the numbers either 1 or 2 between yourselves.
1.
2 then.
Okay. Oh goodness.
No.
Okay.
No, this is
As
not
you
good.
okay, just as you're whispering to the message to the giant, you hear in giant it go, oh, a new voice, and you hear as something hits the ceiling of a cave.
Uh-oh.
Why am I not on the ground? Why am I not on the ground? New voice in my head. Help! 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 It's still in my foot. Ow! My head. You're not sure what's happened.
I'm gonna say I suspect that my magic has had a wild surge and forced the giant to fly.
Oh dear.
So the giant now has a fly speed.
Oh.
Bear that in mind. Okay.
I'm
dear.
so confused.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I can send another message to him.
You can. It's a cantrip, isn't it? You can just keep
yeah,
you can just keep sending him messages.
I don't know what to say to him now. I'm gonna again ask if he's okay, because he never answered that question.
Okay. You hear back.
Yeah.
I'm not okay. I've got a thing stuck in my foot, and it really hurts. And now I'm in the air, and it's not nice. And I bang my head on the ceiling.
Do you know what it is in your foot?
It's a crystally thing, and I keep on a voice in my head. It whispers. Who are you?
Well, I'm Gabriel. I'm a protector of creatures. I will come in to this cave alone, and I will help you if you would like.
Please help me.
Okay.
Oh, now I feel bad.
You're gonna have to kill this thing if you
Slowly.
get into Grossheim.
And Nog said me to bring him his head. Sam, why did you let us talk to it? Don't ask its name.
Can I maneuver into a position kind of behind some trees where I can see into the cave and see the giant?
Sure. Yeah, you do that. You do that pretty easily. It's quite a shallow cave entrance before you see, and you can just see the fire, and in the light of the fire, you can see the giant is now upside down. It's managed to kind of wiggle itself around, so it's on its back on the ceiling, and it's kind of kicking its legs and wiggling its arms. From the flickering light of the fire, this is the ugliest thing you have ever seen. It has very short, stumpy arms and legs, very fat fingers and thumbs and toes. It's almost bell-shaped, and its head is kind of compressed down into its body. There's a faint semblance of what might be a neck, but it all just kind of, the rolls of fat just kind of hide it mostly. And this thing is just kind of up against the ceiling, bouncing around slightly, just moaning in giant. You don't understand anything it's saying.
How far away is it from me?
About, say about 30 or so feet.
Okay.
No, I'd say a bit further than that. Let me just check the map. There's a map. Let me just, professional that. Let me just check from here to here. Okay, maybe a little bit more than that. It's about 70 or 80 feet. It's quite a way away.
Right.
That is quite far.
Quite far. Which you could still hit with your pistol if you so wish to shoot it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, I have absolutely no way of chopping off its head.
You have an axe. In the party.
No, I don't.
There's a member of the party with an axe.
I have a battle axe.
Yeah.
With a very big axe.
I'm just
so-
checking
A
this thing
big
for
old
fly.
axe.
It's a big old axe with blood on it
I can.
and eggs.
It might be easier to chop its head off if we kill it first.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's
the
got
whole
its
thing
daggers.
The whole thing was me going, no, we can't kill it. That was me, not Shautha. Shautha doesn't give a dang.
I've got daggers and magic, so I can't really kill it by surprise. Yeah,
Shoot it
so
in
I'm
the
gonna
face,
go
yeah.
in.
I could give it a quick.
No, don't shoot it in the face because we need that.
No, okay. In the chest.
Just to make
Yeah.
sure we get this crystal, I'm going to extract the crystal before we kill it.
Oh yeah, because then it might
Okay.
run off with the crystal in his foot.
Yes, you can
Yeah.
actually, Yaki, from where you are, you can actually see that embedded in its left foot is another fist. It's a fist-sized, jagged-looking crystal. That's kind of, it's got wisps. It's glowing blue, and there are wisps of magical energies kind of floating off it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna attempt to flip it round so that its feet are facing the floor again. If it'll let me. And I'm
Okay.
gonna talk to it at the same time using message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming you're in the cave with it now.
Yeah.
So I am going to, therefore, shift you all to the cave then.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Our first map.
Yep. First map, and I spent a whole of an hour on it, I think, if I remember rightly.
It's beautiful.
Let me just see, cancel that. I'll come back to that in a second. But you're in here. There is Master Gabriel down there.
Yarp.
I'm assuming the entrance is down to the bottom right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna walk over to it using message saying, I'm here to help. And I will try and get this thing out of your foot and then try and stop you from flying.
Okay. He's up in the air at the moment. He's just kind of floating around. He's just kind of slowly rotating as he kicks himself around. He's, please
How
get me
high
down.
up
Help
is
me,
he?
please. Pardon, sorry?
How high up is he?
The ceiling is about 20 feet up, but because of how massive he is, his feet are within arm's reach. He's got to convince him to stop kicking because he's just kicking his legs. Kind of that's what's making him spin around. He goes, "Voices, get out of my head!" Ugh.
Okay, well, just try to stop kicking your leg.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay. Persuasion. I think I'm bad at that anyway. Where is it? I'm quite good at that. Disadvantage.
Is disadvantage, yes. Oh, there. No, I don't want to stop
Oh
kicking.
my God.
As long as I'm kicking, I can stop voices in my head. Ah, no, they're back.
That's my third natural one today.
This isn't going well for you, is it?
The bad thing is the other roll was a natural 20.
Oh. What about min-maxing?
Okay,
Oh,
well,
dear.
I'm gonna try and get him to tell me what the voices are in his head.
No whispering in language I don't understand. It's very whispery. It's all whispery and horrible.
Can you repeat it to me exactly?
No,
Right,
it's just whispers. I'm not sure what it's saying. It's just no.
Okay.
Aw.
If you
Pardon?
start with a whisper, there's a sharp bit of glass in your foot.
Oh no, try and get it out. And he just kind of, as he slowly spins around, he points down. You can see there's a large branch of a tree with some, there's a bit that's been sharpened off on one end and it's kind of got some blood in it. You get the impression that he was trying to just kind of use it as a pick and pick the gem out of his foot.
Well, if you let me grab the gem, then you can continue kicking and get the voices out of your head.
Okay. I'll stop cooking them for now. And
It'll
just kind
be
of,
very quick.
he just kind of stops for a second. He's holding. You see him just kind of stiffen up and just try and hold himself as still as possible. Occasionally his arms wobble a bit as he tries to keep his balance, but he slowly continues to rotate. But he has now stopped kicking.
Okay. Well, I quickly reach up and grab the crystal and pull it quickly,
Okay.
and then run away.
Make a strength check.
Uh, Wait, where's strength again? That's there.
It's a straight strength check. 20.
Yes.
Yay.
Like pulling an apple off a tree. Just pops out of the tree out. It's got blood and gore on one side of it, and you leg it out the cave entrance.
I'm not quite going out the cave, but just make sure he can't kick me.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm now going to send one more message saying, "Are you okay now? Does it still hurt?"
It hurts, yes, but the voices have gone. There's no whispers. There's only one voice now, and it's you. And he points at you as he's just kind of still slowly rotating around.
Okay.
I think I got the hang of this flying thing now. And he just quickly he just flies. He's kind of slowly goes down from the ceiling. And he kind of does a quick breaststroke and flies once around the entire room.
Oh dear.
Aw.
This is not good.
No. We're
I'm now gonna-
die.
Invite my other two friends into the room. I'm gonna send a message to them because why not? Saying it's safe to come in now.
Safe.
Can I just kind of be at the entrance, kind of round the corner,
What,
so
down
that
there?
he still can't see me, but I'm.
Sure.
Okay.
I just go in the cave.
You go in the cave. Okay, you can move your counters around. You should be able to control them. Yaki, I'd like you to make a stealth check to see if you can stay hidden Pardon me. So stealth, it should be down the bottom of your skills list.
That's not gonna work, is it? Hang on. I know.
Okay, let me just check. Let me grab the book. Without breaking everything. There we are. I need the big book. My beautiful big book that I love so much. You probably just heard, you could probably hear its thing cracking. Here we go. Okay. Oh, it didn't work. Okay. Crying out. Get it right at some point. There we are. How if I get it right? There we are. Okay, he doesn't notice you. Took me long enough.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to introduce Shautha to the giant. I'm saying this is my friend. Can help stop you flying.
Fine. I'm kind of got used to it now. It looks kind of tiny bit sad, and it's just kind. And you can see in the light of the fire, he's welling up a little bit. I just learnt how to fly. It's quite amazing, really. But okay, if you want me to, I suppose you got the thing out my foot. If you say it's right that I come down off the ceiling, then I suppose.
Oh.
By the way, you've got about a minute left on the comprehend languages.
Okay. Well,
I don't know how to help it down.
this might hurt. It might have to involve knocking you out.
You're just gonna say now. Both comprehend languages and fly have a lasting time of 10 minutes, I believe.
Okay.
And since they were technically cast at the same time, you have about a minute left before he comes crashing down.
Okay.
I have
Don't
some
go
rope so
underneath
I could
him.
I have some rope so I could pull him down.
Well, at first, to stop you from flying, we need to get you outside. You can come outside with us, and you need to fly as high as you can for about a minute.
He kind of just stops for a second and thinks. I'm gonna say now, whilst you're stood here in here, you can see that there's a massive pile of collected loot and junk just in the back corner, and that there are a couple of. There's a large stalagmite that extends from the floor to the ceiling, over in the corner beside you. Okay, he begins floating towards the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna move out of the way.
Can I
Yeah.
leave the cave and get behind the trees again?
Okay, you do so. And it's around just as he's about to get to the entrance that you just kind of it hits the ground and it shakes all of you. He hits the floor. Oh, I'm not flying anymore. You did it.
Oh, that worked quicker than I thought it would. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do now.
How about this? Okay, well, how about this? We take a 20-minute break because we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yep.
And whilst we're on a break, you can discuss what you're going to do next. And yeah, so anybody who is watching, I'm not sure who is watching at the moment, but we will be back very shortly, in about 15-20 minutes. Okay, bye. See you in a bit. We're back. This is good. Let's just check. You can still hear me. Excellent. Hee. That was a good break, wasn't it? Everybody's... So you've discussed possible things. I left the chat for a bit, so I have no idea what your plan is. I vaguely know what one person's planning on doing. But yeah.
After long and deep thought, I would like to shoot it in the chest with my crossbow.
Okay. Right, so this is
For those-
out of combat. So let's just quickly change the music, because I don't think that lovely
Nice
plinky plonky
serene
music
piano
quite
music.
matches what we're gonna need. We need the combat playlist. There we are. So let's just turn it up a little bit.
Yes.
Right then,
It's going down.
going down. Okay, Yaki, I would like you to please make an attack roll. For him. So, beautiful thing about Roll20, you can just click on the attack you want to do, and it'll roll automatically for you. I'm going to turn that music back down there because that's quite loud.
So I'm clicking hand crossbow, I'm guessing.
Yep,
What arm crossbow?
not arm crossbow.
That's
Just gonna
not
say-
a type of weapon.
Oh no,
I'd
on
like
the
to point out
in the
that
attacks and
crossbow
spellcasting section.
Yeah. I'd like to point out said crossbow is strapped to my arm.
That's why I said arm crossbow.
Very janky.
Kneel down, stick my arm out, and fire.
You fire.
Just imagining Loki saying kneel.
You hit. Okay.
Excellent.
You hit it straight into its belly. You just kind of bloop, straight into the belly. There's a sort of ripple outwards as it kind of as the bolt goes in. It just kind of gets sucked in a little bit, just slightly. Roll damage. So click in the chat where it says hand crossbow, just below the 18.
Right. There.
So you do 8 points of piercing damage.
I don't know if that's good.
Well, let's see.
We'll find out.
It's a 1d6. So you rolled a 5 plus 3. Yep, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. There's 8
Pretty
points
good
of
for a
damage.
crossbow.
You okay then? If we're taking this as your round now, we're taking this as prize round, so it doesn't get to react. You get extra attack, I believe. So that's your first attack action. You can attack again, I believe. Let me just check.
I won't be able to attack with the crossbow because
No.
it's got loading.
Actually, no, you don't have second.
I
You don't
think
have
you
extra
should
attack yet.
turn
But-
down a bit.
No, I thought I only had one attack.
Yeah, you only have one attack at this point. Sorry, that's me thinking ahead to when you have later levels. Ignore me. Okay, so I'd like everybody to now roll initiative, please. So at the top of your sheet where it says initiative, Adam,
Yeah.
click the word
Click.
initiative. Yep. And he needs initiative as well.
Did that do it? Yeah.
No.
I think I'm going first.
Okay.
Maybe
Check.
that. You're not on the turn order though.
I mean,
Oh, dear.
that's because he is not on the page. So I'm just going to have to drop you in here. I know you're off the map, but otherwise it won't let me add you as a thing.
Alright.
So you have 22. He then needs to roll initiative. Nope. That's a 3. Poor giant. Okay then, so first up again, it's Yaki. It's your turn. Again.
Okay, I'm gonna take my pistol out the holster. I'm
Okay.
gonna fire it again into his chest.
Okay. So click the pistol thing. That hits. Yep. Saying it before I checked, but yep. 10 points of piercing damage. Nice. Nice. Do 10 points of piercing damage. There's just this loud explosion of sound and a plume of smoke as the pistol fires, and a bullet just whizzes through the air and just impacts it in its chest again. Not quite hitting the crossbow bolt that you fired before, but it just kind of impacts, and there's another ripple across its belly as it just kind of stumbles back slightly. Like, what? What's going on? Hey, it hurts. Okay then.
Oh.
Would you like to move on your turn, Yaki?
No, I'll stay.
There we go.
Stay back.
Okay.
If he runs out of the entrance, you're dead.
Yeah. Shautha,
No,
it is
because I'm
your
behind
turn.
some trees. It's all good.
Fair enough.
Shautha, it is your go.
I would like to do a cool thing. I'm gonna
Cool thing.
try and jump on its back and like wield my battle axe around its neck or something like that.
Sorry, what do you want to do again? Sorry.
I'm gonna jump on its back and try and cut off its head with my battle axe.
Okay.
Bold move, but I want to do.
Okay, so make an athletic. I say it's your action this turn to jump up onto its back and try and hold on. Okay, because it's a big thing. It's massive.
It's quite big, yeah.
It's just a little bit big.
It is a little bit.
Roll athletics check. See if you can hop up.
Oh. Can I do it?
No, you just kind of run up to it and you just kind of jump and you just kind of hit it and go as you slide down it. It's not particularly pleasant sensation. But you're right up against it now.
That was just my action. Wait, do I have an attack as well?
I'd say because that failed, yes, because just retaliatory. You can hack at it if you so wish.
I'm gonna hack at its leg.
Okay, roll and attack with your battle axe.
Yeah.
That hits, definitely hits.
Yay.
Roll damage. Okay.
2 slashing and 7. Don't know why I did that.
Let's see. I think that's because you're dual wielding. Let me just check. First, I'm assuming you're doing this with 2 hands, so
Yeah.
I think that's the D10 is if you're doing it with 2 hands. So you do +3 to that. You do 10 points of damage.
Cool.
Okay. Boom. You slash at it. You don't quite cut through the leg, but you carve a nasty gash through its leg as you kind of slash through. Was it thick fat? Just seems to just kind of slide down beneath the skin, and just kind of close up the wound again. So
Nope.
it's not nice. This thing is fat and disgusting. I'll send you a picture
That
of
is
what this
not
is.
a nice mental image. I don't want to see a picture. It's called a flap giant.
Yes, it is.
Aww.
Okay, Shautha. Is that your turn, or is it you who has an extra action? I can't remember. I can't remember what anybody
I'm
has.
pretty sure. One sec. I'll check in the thing.
You can
I'm
rage
pretty
if
sure I
you
do.
desire.
It says beginning at 5th level. You can attack twice.
Yes, you don't have that yet.
Dang it.
Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
What can I do with my bonus action?
I believe raging is a bonus action.
What? I really hope so. Try and open it.
There you go. Sorry, I was trying to open it as well.
Yeah, as a bonus action.
Bonus action. What would
I
you
want
like
to do
do?
rage.
You're gonna
I
rage?
want to do rage.
You rage. Okay. Gabriel and
Nope.
Jaci, you watch as as foam start. Well, I don't know. How do you rage? Does foam appear at the corners of your mouth? Your eyes? What happens?
My eyes turn red, and yeah, foam appears at the edge of my mouth.
Okay. So that happens, and yeah, you are now raging. Yeah. You now have a lot of things, including advantage on things. I will need to keep that open so I can see what the hell is going on. Right. So that is the end of your turn. Gabriel, it is your go.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna use a magic missile on
Okay.
it.
Okay. Roll attack for that, and then roll a d20. Roll for the magic missile.
There we go.
So, yes, 3 beads of magical energy just kind of spin out of your staff that you have as your magical focus, and they just glowing
got
blue, and they just
crystal.
crystal. Sorry, yeah. They just kind of fly forward, just looking like harmless little bees flying through the air, and they just impact against the giant, and you just kind of scatter magical energy across it, and you just go, oh, why? Yeah, the comprehend languages just run out, so you can't understand it anymore. You do 8 points of force damage to it. Let me just check. Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear you. The music's quite loud.
You can turn. I can't turn it down for you. You have to turn it down yourself. We have to go into the settings and turn it down.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's
Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
Well, I would like to move
Okay.
over. Wait, 1, 2.
Okay, you're gonna head over there.
Yep.
That is. Can you do anything? Do you want to do anything with the bonus action?
I don't think I've got anything that can be done as a bonus section unless I can cast my armor on me.
I think that's an action.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Yes. Oh well. Also, can you roll me a d20 as well?
Yep.
Natural
Yes.
20. No wild magic occurs. Okay, so that is everybody's go. It's time.
I'm right next to the slab giant, and I just
Yes, you
carved a hole in its leg.
Yep. Okay, so it turns to you, just like it's kind of just really angry. Just let me see, what does it have? Okay, it raises one of its giant stumpy arms up into the air, kind of just swings it down straight at you. 26 to hit. Does that hit?
What do you mean? With
Does
my
that-
armor
does that-
class?
Yeah, against your armor class.
Yeah, that hits. I have
hit.
12 armor class.
Okay, so then damage, and I think this is bludgeoning damage. This is half because you're in a rage. So,
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't particularly want to die in the first
No,
session.
he does
So-
7 points of damage to you, 14 halved.
That's fine. I'm 32 now.
Oh no. Okay,
It's
that's the
fine.
first of his 2 attacks. He then gets to.
What?
Okay, he's currently just got one arm, and he's just kind of grabbed you by the shoulder with it. It's kind of big and horrible. Just this mist. It smells horrible. He's gonna try and grab you with the other arm as well. 20, actual 20.
Oh, God.
Okay, damage that hits. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, so that does double the dice damage. It's 8 points of damage. Okay, as he grabs onto you, and okay, so you are now grappled. It has grabbed you with both of its big stubby hands, and it's going to use its bonus action to try and sit on you.
No.
Oh no.
Okay, so it just kind of maneuvers itself, just puts you beneath its bum and tries to sit down.
Oh, God.
It kind of squats down on top of you, and you just kind of feel yourself get pinned to the ground. It puts its entire weight on top of you. You see. Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay, so you're fine at the moment, but you're now beneath this thing. I'm actually going to move you beneath it. Okay, it is sat on you. You just sat there raging away very loudly with this thing
Just
sat
go,
on top of you. Okay, that's its turn. Yaki, what would you like to do?
Also, can I just say, I looked up a picture of the flab giant and I'm completely disgusted right now.
Yep.
I'll take another shot at it with my pistol, I think.
Okay. Go ahead.
If it dies on top of me, I'm gonna cry.
Oh yeah, that's it might do.
We don't know how much health
That
it
hits.
has left.
That hits. Roll damage. Okay, so you do 6 points of piercing damage to it. As this bullet just and there's another shot rings out, and this bullet whizzes through the air. Goes like, and it impacts it. There's another ripple across its. It'll be across its arm this time, as just the bullet impacts the fat. It goes, roar, 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 roar. Doesn't sound particularly happy. And sounds a bit betrayed, in fact. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do, Yaki?
I'll move into the entrance to the cave.
Okay.
Just sort of
About
there-ish.
Yeah. I keep on moving your counter. I shouldn't really. It should be you moving it. Sorry. Stop me doing that when I do it next time. Okay. So, anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Yaki, other than... Is there anything you want to do with the bonus action or anything?
No. I need to check what I can do with my bonus action. No, I won't do anything this turn.
Okay, so Shautha, it is your go.
Can I do reckless attack? Like, wait, how much is he sitting on me? Like, is there any part of me that's free to move?
I'd say your arms and legs are free, but he is squatting on top of you, the most of you. You can try and escape if you want to.
I just want to attack it. I want to, kind of, flail my arms around and try and stab it with something while I'm underneath it.
Let me just see. Reckless attack. So that gives you advantage.
Yes. Advantage on melee weapon attacks.
Okay, so this would be an ordinary roll because you're restrained, so that will give you disadvantage normally, but this would give you advantage, so therefore you can just attack normally.
Alright.
And then the other thing is you then when he attacks you next time, he'd have advantage against you. Okay, if he does that. Okay, so roll an attack. Just a straight ordinary attack. Just flat roll.
Trying to think of what to hit him with.
Suppose you have your axe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use my battle axe again. Did it hit?
That doesn't hit. He kind of pinned you in an awkward way. You swing your axe around wildly, but you can't quite hit him. He's managed to pin you in such a way. She's kind of pointing at you as she sat on you. She's kind of shouting at you. Okay, that is your go. Gabriel, it is your go.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna try and use a poison spray
Okay.
on giant.
Okay. Roll
That
attack.
rolls. Oh, I only meant to roll that one.
Okay, I'll take the top one. So let's see. DC 14 Constitution. Okay. Unnatural 20. He manages to fight off the poison. He takes only 5 points of poison damage. Actually, no.
Ah.
Okay, so this spray of poison flies across the room, kind of splatters up against the side of him. It doesn't seem to do anything. It's unable to penetrate through his thick hide.
Oh no. That's annoying.
Yep.
Okay, well I might have to move closer to him again and use a melee weapon on my next go.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Do I need to...
You need to be closer than that to use a melee weapon.
I'll move
Yes, of
closer
course
on
you
my
are.
next turn.
Okay, so that is the end of your go, I'm assuming, Gabriel, unless you want to do anything.
Do I need to roll for the magic stab?
No, because that's a cantrip, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yep, so you're fine. So, is that the end of your go, Gabriel?
Yes. That's
Okay, moving on to the flap giants. Giants go. Okay, he kind of just kind of looks around. He can't reach you, the magical person, Gabriel, and he won't be able to reach Yaki. So he's just gonna lay into Shautha.
No.
Okay, Shautha, he's going to slam you twice.
Please don't.
It's 24 to hit.
No, wait.
Okay, so he
Feel
just
like I
does
might
ordinary
die.
damage. You take 6 points of damage.
Oh my god. I don't like this, man.
Sorry.
Also, I hope I'm doing my maths right. I probably am.
And he's going to attack you again. Yeah.
Still hits.
17 to hit, still hits. You take another 5 points of damage.
Yay. I'm gonna die.
You're just gonna go unconscious. You'll be fine.
Actually. Never mind. Carry on.
Okay. Okay, that's the end of its go. Yucky, it's your go.
Kill it.
I'm going to use my crossbow again.
Okay.
I'm going to take a shot right in its eye.
Okay. Take the shot.
But I'm near its thigh.
No, its eye.
Oh, okay.
Crossbow.
That doesn't hit. Sadly, the crossbow goes wide and it just kind of clashes against the wall of the cavern.
Adam.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'll stay there.
Okay. Moving on to Shoutter's go. Shouter, what would you like to do?
Am I still in rage or not?
Yes, you are. You stay in rage for a minute, as long as you're taking damage every round, if I remember rightly.
Alright. Can I use my hand axes this time in my rage?
Yeah, sure.
No more because of advantages, flashes cancelling each other out.
Sure.
Did
That
it
hits.
hit?
That hits. Yep.
Yay!
Okay, so he takes.
I'm not sure how you could manage to not hit from that distance.
Yeah.
I missed with the battle axe somehow.
Takes 5 points of damage.
That is not very much.
Again, this stuff just kind of slides down. You're doing it with 2 weapons, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'll allow you. I need to check the rules, but this time I'm going to allow you to attack twice.
Yeah.
So roll again.
No.
That doesn't hit. You swing
So I
wildly
hit
with
him
the
with
other
one of them,
arm.
the other one just kind of like completely missed somehow.
Okay.
But I did something.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
axe is now flattened against the floor.
Okay then. So Gabriel, it is now your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna use poison spray because that does not work. Think I'm going to use actually, let's go for another magic missile
Okay.
again, because that seems to be my best.
Go ahead. Takes 10 points of damage. Very nice.
Okay.
Starting to look a little bit
Oh.
rough.
Don't have too much health left now.
Okay. Roll a d20, please. Okay, you're fine. Okay then. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Gabriel?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, moving on then. It is the Flabs Giant's turn. Okay, it has had enough of being smashed around, but pecked at by these tiny little bees of light. It's gonna stand up, stop squashing
Yes.
the Shautha, and it's gonna begin. It's gonna lumber over here to Gabriel, and he's gonna do. He's gonna try and sit on you as well. This time. So
Oh no.
26 to hit. What's your armor class?
12.
Okay, that hits. You take 16 points of damage as he clobbers you.
I only have 3 hit points left.
Oh.
Wait, how did you lose that many hit points?
You've been you're raging, so you have half damage from bludgeoning, I believe.
Plus, I only have 3 hit points to start with. No, 19 hit points to start with. Sorry.
Yep. So
Oh, okay.
let's just move the Flab Giant out of the way for a second, so you can see how little hit
No,
points.
I just thought you said
Yes.
you only had 3 hit points left, and I was like, how?
No. Sorry.
Okay then. So he's then gonna. I'm sorry, he's gonna try and hit you again.
Yeah, you might
Oh
know.
dear.
You might know.
That's a 15 to hit.
Oh, it hit. It hits.
You take 17 points of damage. You're not instantly dead. Okay, you're not instantly dead. But you are now 0 hit points, and you're gonna have to start making death saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Okay, he's gonna go. He's gonna then just turn around on the spot. Just points at Gabriel. He's looking very confused. Yeah, here's your go.
We need Gabriel to translate.
How's it looking? Does it look injured at all, or is it
It's
still?
looking injured and it's looking a little bit rough.
I shout "Oi!" over here, and then I shoot it with my pistol
He's
in
just
the
takes a
eye.
shot. Okay.
Go for the eye again.
Okay. Pistol. Roll the attack. Take the shot. 23 hits. Raw damage. You've got one more round left before you have to reload. 12 points of piercing damage. Nice. Okay, so he takes 12 points of piercing damage. He kind of it slams into him, and he just the shot is just kind of not looking very happy.
Been
with
shot in the eye. How is it alive?
He's now just He's kind of just winking once. Just like, "Arr." You think there might be some fatty deposits in its eye that absorb the
Nope.
that absorb the bullet.
We just call them fatty deposit.
Okay, moving on. Shautha, it is your go.
Right, I'm annoyed at him now. So, am I still in rage or is that over now?
Yep, you're still in the rage, but you have to spend
Okay,
half
I'm
your movement
gonna-
getting up.
Attack it with my battle axe.
Okay, so you spend half your movement getting up, then you got to move a little bit closer.
Okay. So how much do I get advantage on battle axe? Because
if
my
you're doing-
rage.
If you're doing reckless, then yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same.
That's exactly the same. It doesn't hit.
Great.
Just swing wildly, just the froth flying from your mouth. Misses and swing wide.
But you know how in Skyrim, like you can make the guards just randomly swing their axes around and stuff and look insane?
Yeah.
Do I look like that right
A
now?
little bit, just a little bit.
Just.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna move back.
Okay. Gabriel, I would like you to please make a death saving throw.
How do I do that?
So where it says death saving throws, just below your temporary hit points, and I think it's next to the
Yep.
hit dice box. Click
Just click the
death
save.
saving throw. That's a success. Mark down 1 success.
Okay.
Okay, so the way it works is that I'm sure you've done this before, but the way it works is that you roll death saving throws. It's got DC of 10, so you have to get 10 or higher. If you roll 10 or higher, then that's a success. If you roll 9 or lower, that's a failure. 3 successes, you stabilize, you don't die. 3 failures, you die. Okay.
See, I've never come this close to death before.
Yep.
It's really scary. Once I had 2 failures and I was like, I don't want to die!
Okay, so
Had to be saved.
Flab's giant's turn. Okay, he is going to see who just did damage to it. He is going to lumber forward with all 20 feet of his movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. As he's passing, he's just going to take 1 attack at Shautha.
Ah.
So 17 to hit.
Oh my god!
You take 7 points of damage.
Stop it!
How many are you on? Oh dear.
1 second, I can't. What's 13 minus 7? 6. That's 1, shit.
Okay, so you're at 6 hit points. Okay.
Yay!
He just kind of hits you with his arm as he's going past, floundering his arm.
It's kind of like, you know how like people like brush against people when they're walking past them out of annoyance?
Yeah.
It's that, but like a 20-foot whatever giant and a lot of pain.
Yes, definitely. Okay, Yaki,
It's like now got broken arm.
Yaki, it is your go.
Have I got one more shot left with the
You
pistol?
have one more
before I
shot left with the pistol before we have to reload that.
Right, we're going for another headshot.
Okay. That hits.
Excellent.
11 points of piercing damage. Okay, he's starting to look quite rough now.
Excellent.
Got less
Rougher
than
than
30%.
me, or it's just rough.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do with your go, Yaki?
I shall take a hesitant step back 1.
Okay.
Sort of
Okay. Shautha, it's your go.
diagonal square.
Can I throw a javelin at its head? See if
You'd
it,
have
like,
to
goes
move
through.
backwards a little bit.
Okay. Oh. Like there?
Yep, that'd be far enough. Because this is a ranged weapon. So,
Alright.
that hits. Okay. He's looking very hurt now. It's on death's door.
If I have 4 javelins...
He's kind of it thuds into the fat on the top of its neck,
Ugh.
because you know how its head is kind of just squished into its thing, and the fat just
Yeah.
kind of builds up on the back of its head and neck. It kind of thuds
Yeah.
into there, does a lot of damage. It's looking very rough though.
It's such an ugly creature.
Yeah, it is.
Normally I try and find beauty in things, but I can't.
You look at it now, and you can actually you look where you threw the javelin. You can actually see pitchforks and other gardening, and swords and axes and things. They were just embedded on the top of this, and on the top of the fatty mound on its back. Other people have tried to kill it and just failed.
Hmm.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Shautha?
Am I allowed to throw another javelin?
No.
No, okay.
Sorry.
Then no.
Okay. Gabriel, it is your go. Please make a death saving throw.
Oh no.
Mark down 1 fail. That's 1 success, 1 failure.
No.
So if you roll an actual 1 next time, Gabriel's dead. Okay?
Oh no.
Sam, you might have killed a character on the first session.
Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, he's going to continue. He's kind of on this. His momentum keeps him carrying forward. He's going to keep running this way. 2, 3, 4. He's getting quite close to you now, Yaki.
Hmm.
Can't quite reach you just yet. Yaki, it's just your go.
Am I still alright to make a crossbow
Yep.
from there?
Yep.
Then I shall do that.
Go for it. Come on. That hits.
Come on. 4.
How do you want to do this?
Get
Wait, you're
in.
killing it. Yes.
Right
How-
through the other eye.
Okay, so it's squinting at you through this just one eye that's just that you because you wounded the other one earlier. It's gone. The eye you shot earlier is gone all pussy and horrible. And it's just ugh. And this time the crossbow bolt just goes straight into the eye. It stops dead.
Yes.
Stands still. Goes down to one knee, 2 knees, reaches forward for you, and it just collapses to the floor. So just dead.
Just imagining like a person fat kind of dribbling around him.
Yep.
Not a nice mental image at all.
At least it didn't fall on me.
Nope.
That would have been funny.
You
Can
defeated this
anyone
thing.
help me then,
Well
please?
done.
We did it!
We are still in initiative because one of your party members is on 0 hit points.
Yeah.
So
Do I have a move to rush it?
you could
to go
movement,
over to
yep,
it?
You can just run over this body if you so wish.
How far? How far can I get?
Let's see. You've used your action to think, so you can move 30 feet, so you can get to there.
But do you actually have anything to heal Gabriel with?
You can make a medicine check, and that
I'm
you
assuming
can
that's when I
try-
get to him, though.
Yeah, that's where you can get to in this thing, though. Okay, Shautha, it is your go.
I'm going to go over to him.
Okay.
Can I do a medicine check?
Sure. Roll a medicine check. Yeah, you managed to stabilize him.
Yay!
Gabriel,
What, do I come back on like 1 hit point or something?
you come back at 1 hit point. Yes.
I have nothing to heal myself with unless rations does anything.
No, sadly not. Okay, so you have now 1 hit point. Just gonna get rid of the turn order now. I just realised I don't have any celebratory music. I suppose we can go with maybe not some jazz. Let's go with there we are. This one. You defeated it. Well done. And nobody's dead.
Yeah.
Just.
Okay then.
I'm
So
gonna go loot.
You're gonna go and look at the loot. Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Me too.
Can I join?
Sure.
Can I go all the way?
Yay.
Investigation. Okay. -1 though. Okay. Looking through. Let's see. What do you find? You just looking over generally. You estimate there to be. All of you estimate there to be 15,000 copper pieces, 15,000 silver pieces, and 100 gold pieces. Oh wow! Gabriel gets an extra 20 as well. Yaki, investigation as well.
I'll make a check. I mean, there's not much point.
Well, I mean, you could all just spot the same things at once. No.
I spot
Hey,
deadly
that's
squad.
Absolutely nothing.
Where is this treasure that you can see?
You both roll natural 20, and I get a natural 1.
It's sod's
Oh
law.
my god.
Wow, there's so much shiny.
It's like the coins are all glinting in your eyes. It's so difficult to see. Ah! You see.
There's at least 2 gold coins.
One's a glint in each eye.
It's very shiny.
You see, Yaki, you see some old brooms and things and some baskets just kind of lent up in the corner. Meanwhile, the other two, you can see, you manage to see, you see 3 vials of red liquid. You recognise these as healing potions. You've seen these things before.
Can I drink one?
Sure. So now 2 healing potions left.
How many points do I have now?
So I will bung this in your. I'll show it to. I will show it to everybody. There you go.
2d4 plus 2.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll it. 2d. Just like that? Yeah. 8.
You can now add 8 hit points to it.
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay.
Ah.
Well, you now have 6 hit points total.
Okay, I really need some more hit points.
Okay, let's see.
Do you want the
Also
other health
looking-
potion?
There were 3, weren't they?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's 1 left.
I will happily take the other one.
You need it more than I do.
I've got 6 hit points, so yeah.
Okay then. So. Okay.
Can I recover any of my crossbow bolts?
Sure. Roll another investigation check. Meanwhile, Shautha. Okay, so you managed to find a couple of them, not many. Oh yeah, you managed to find a couple of them, not many. Don't worry.
Well, how many? I shot 3, so.
So you find 1. The other 2 are.
Yeah.
The other 2 were kind of crushed when the
They're
giant
lost in the
collapsed.
fat of the
Yeah,
fat.
they kind of got absorbed in. So.
Can I go and
And
find
I'm
my
assuming-
javelins?
In
How
a
many did I
moment,
use?
first, Shautha and Gabriel, looking through this pile of loot, you spot some other things. Gabriel, you spot an ornate-looking pipe made of what looks like ebony. It's very nice. It's got little carvings of dragons and things all along it. Shautha, you spot a small silver statuette. It fits in the palm of your hand. It's a silver likeness of a crow.
Ah,
There's some arcane runes on it as well. Not sure what it does. And then then back to Gabriel. You spot a small fold. It's very strange. You spot a small folded patch of jet black material. You wouldn't. It's so dark. You wouldn't have noticed it was there, except for the fact it's in the middle of this pile of gold.
Okay. So I got no clue what it is.
You have no clue what it is. It looks like it's folded up and everything. So you could unfold it if you wanted to, see what it is. But it's just this folded piece of black cloth. And then finally, Shautha, you spot a ornately decorated fan. It's currently closed up and clasped. And when you open it up, you can see it's decorated with patterns of flowers and things. It's a nice, ornate, very delicately patterned fan. Hand fan.
cool.
What does a giant want with that?
You reckon
Pretty.
this was pretty? Literally, it's just this. These were the things that it found on the things that it attacked. It was its loot, its lair. So, okay. Pardon me.
Cool.
And how many coins
So it was.
were there?
There are 1,500 copper pieces.
So
blimey.
500 pieces each.
1,500 silver pieces.
Again, 500 each.
And then 100 gold pieces. Because maths.
Can you divide that into 3?
33 and a third.
Yaki doesn't know
Right.
that there's gold pieces here.
Right, hang on.
Let's give him 10.
Yeah, there's 30 gold pieces here. Yaki, you can have 10 of them. And we'll share the rest between us.
Sounds about right.
Let's see. Gabriel make a deception check. Yaki make a insight check.
What am I making? Insight?
Insight, yes. He's completely BSing you. There's just yeah.
Are you sure there's only 30?
Oh yeah, it's actually 40, sorry.
What did you decide to do with that? I don't know.
Laura, make a
Okay.
deception check.
I'll make a deception.
Make a deception check. Your insight check will carry over.
My
she's taking you for a ride. It's just yep.
Well,
I think there's a few more than 40.
let's just share them out equally.
Yeah, okay.
I have 30. Jackie.
Okay, so you now have 30 more gold pieces.
So do
Right.
Gabriel and I get 35 each? If there's 100 there and give him 30?
Let me just check.
Yes.
Yep.
So 115
Yes, 35
in total.
Yes.
What's 80 plus 35?
115.
18 was it 80 plus
80.
80 plus 35.
Wait, did you only have 80?
115. 115.
You only had 80 to start with.
Oh, bless.
I was banished. Leave
How
me
many
alone.
did you have? How many do you have?
190 now.
Well,
You can almost afford the cost of the paperwork. Bureaucracy.
I had 60 to start with.
Yes, alright, I rolled everybody's gold.
Apparently I'm rich.
I rolled for everybody's gold at the start. And yeah.
Yeah, I come from the Celestial plane.
Well, they still use gold for some reason.
But not very much of it.
Yeah. Right then, so what would you like to do? There's a giant here that needs beheading.
Yeah, Shautha, you need to
let's go.
remove the head of the giant.
What a shame. I
Who
do
has-
that.
Who has the crystal, by the way?
Doesn't
Me.
Gabriel have it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know what to call it, so I haven't put it in my items list.
Well,
Crystal.
let's see. Now that the adrenaline of the battle has worn off, you start hearing just whispers, faintly.
Oh,
Nothing coherent. Just whispers.
Can I put it up to my ear? and See if I can hear
Sure.
it?
The whispers don't become any louder, any more coherent. You feel a faint warmth coming off it as these wisps of magical energy just kind of peel away and just kind of glitter around it.
Lovely.
Mhm.
Alright,
Uh,
I jump on top of the giant and attempt to behead it.
Okay, make a make an athletics check. Takes you a couple of swings and it's not particularly clean. There's a bit of a ragged edge, but you do manage to get the head off.
Yeah, it's a battle axe, not a sword.
Yeah, but getting the head separated entirely is pretty impressive, given how you don't know where the neck ends and the head begins. So
Yeah, if you look up Flab Giant D&D, you can see that it's kind of hard to decapitate it.
yes,
Like, how?
there is no neck. You managed to do it though.
Oh, I just realised there's a fat's gonna pour out.
Yeah, as you realise this, just bits of direct fat
Nope.
just kind of slide out from underneath.
Nope.
Oh dear.
It's not nice.
I found a
Shautha doesn't care.
picture and it is.
Shautha's fine. She's like, hey, this is fun. But I'm going, disgusting.
No, just not nice.
After I've cut it out, I lift it up by its minuscule hairs and go, look at it! Just start like waving it around to show them.
Did you say a minuscule head? The head would still be
Hair.
massive.
It's hair.
Oh, hair.
It doesn't have much hair.
Yeah, Gabriel and Yaki, you turn around, you can see Shautha just dancing around with his head, and as it does so, the eye with the crossbow bolt in it just kind of slowly rotates around. The crossbow bolt just kind of is bouncing up and down as the eye rotates in the socket, and its tongue is just lolling out, just going like.
I'm gonna check the actual giant itself to see whether it's got anything on it.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
19.
It has a loincloth.
I think I'll leave that
It's a
there.
grassy loincloth.
Can I go over to the fire and see if there's any food or anything laying in the fire or the bed
Sure.
haystack?
I'm not gonna make you roll an investigation check for this. It's pretty. It's a fire. It's blazing. It's very warm. Doesn't seem to be dying down just yet. It's only been lit quite recently. Trying to think now. You see maybe a couple of chunks of venison nearby. A couple of chunks of what you would be able to tell as deer meat. Some other unidentifiable meat. Perhaps dog. You're not quite sure. And then that's about it really. A couple of clay pots. They're empty. Some of them are empty. Some of them have some kind of grease in. Some milk. It's nothing. The hay pile, which seems to have been used as a bed. It smells horrible. It's not nice at all. Yeah, that's about it really.
Okay, I'll take the venison.
Okay, you now have a chunk of venison.
Yay.
Okay. Anything else you want to do around here?
No, I'll head over to the other two.
Okay.
I just realised I can use healing hands to touch a creature and cause it to regain a number of hit points on my level, which is horrific. So, Shautha, how much hit points are you on?
14.
Take 3 more.
Wait, what?
3 more hit points because I'm using healing hands on you.
Thank you.
Okay. Excellent. So, what do you do now?
Well, we better head back now. How long has it been
Yeah.
since
It's been about an hour. Oh, hello.
Since
I can hear
left.
myself.
the gate, like the entrance to the city?
Okay. You steadily make your way back. Takes you about another hour. I can hear myself. It's echoey. It's freaky.
Yeah.
Takes you another hour to get back. Because you're taking it slow because you've been heavily hit. Apart from Yaki, who is enjoying not having had any injuries.
Shit.
All the way, Gabriel. Actually, no, Gabriel. What do you do with the gem? Do you put it in your bag or something, or do you? Just
Yeah, I've just put it in my bag.
The moment you let go of it, you can no longer hear the whispers.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to experiment with that, see if I can make the whispers seem louder along the way back.
Okay. You try to experiment with it, but whatever you do, it just stays the same.
Okay.
Just distant whispers, just out, as if the people are just out of earshot.
Okay, well, I think we'll just ride back to the city on the horses.
Okay. You arrive back at the gates. The queue is a lot shorter now, but it's still there. You wait a little bit longer, and you reach...
We're not waiting on a queue.
You're gonna go straight to the...
head around and get people out of the way.
Okay. They're just there are kids on. Again, there's more. You see more farmers' children just kind of sat on the back of carts and things, and they just go, "Oh, it's a head! It's a head! Oh, they've got a severed head! It's disgusting!"
Shautha just stands proudly with a massive grin on their face.
Power pose, power stance. You do that. The parents though are just kind of like, "Oh no, get away! Just get away from the head! Get away from there! They're weirdos." but the queue clears ahead of you, and the the guard is still there, sat. He's just kind of scribbling some notes down at the moment, and he looks up and goes, "Oh, hello, hello. That's quite a head that you have there. Wow. Is that it? Is that the giant?
Yep.
Okay.
He's dead now.
It is dead. Yes, I can see that.
How long have we been?
He looks down at the small timepiece that he has, and looks up at the sun. He goes, "It's been 2 hours. 2 hours exactly, actually. So, well done, I suppose."
What did I say before we left?
2 hours, yes. Well, if you give me maybe 10 minutes, I can get the paperwork sorted for you, and you can get into Grossheim. Hello.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
wait
So-
for that.
Okay, so you wait 10 minutes, and a guard comes running up. He's the guard who's at the table sorts out other people whilst you're waiting. 10 minutes pass, and then another guard comes running up with 3 sheets of paper, and they all have the emblem on it. So the 2 crossed swords with the crescent moon and the diamond, and they all fancily written. All of them written in Nexan, which is, well, it'd be similar to German in this world. Yeah, he hands them to you. Says, "Here are your paperwork. Keep them with you whilst you're in the city, and when you want to get back into the city, if you leave, yada yada yada. If you go around the back of this building, we will summon the lift and take you up to the city. Yes. Thank you very
Yeah.
much."
Well, yeah, I'll take my bit of paper and I'll get on the lift.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you get on the lift?
Yeah, we all follow.
Okay. I need my book. Okay, so you clamber into the lift. That was close. Nearly spilled my water then. Where's my bit of paper? Okay then. So, you get into the lift, and somewhere you imagine there is a lever pulled. And with a judder and some creaking, the lift begins to move up the side of the wall. Just this constant grinding noise as it moves up. It bounces from side to side slightly, and it just keeps on going up. As you begin after you've been going for a couple of seconds, you hear a tinny sound and you look up and you can see there are 2 speakers embedded into the top corners of the lift, and you hear a voice. Citizens and visitors, I am Prime Chancellor Gutanka, elected leader of the Nexus Republic, and it is my honor to welcome you to our nation's mighty capital. The Republic is the oldest civilization at this time, and here at the center of our society, we pride ourselves on a balance, keeping everyone safe and happy. In our 10,000-year history, we have developed laws and traditions that help maintain this balance and keep harmony within our walls. I ask you with all my heart to remain vigilant and to report any deviant behavior to the Ministry. But of course, don't let this stop you having fun. Spend your money in the Stentermarkt, enjoy entertainment on our streets, and pay homage at the Church of the Forge Father. It is an honor to welcome you to Grossheim. And as he says Grossheim, the wall vanishes as you reach the top of the stair. And you look out into the city itself. It's eerily beautiful. City streets with stretch out in front of you inside this giant building. But where it spreads out across the floor of this, what would have once been the main entrance hall, but where it hits the walls and the supporting pillars of this main hall, the buildings don't stop. instead they kind of flow up the walls like water and up towards the ceiling. And looking up, you can see a network of interconnected platforms and pathways that all connect, all of them supporting higher layers of the city, each with their own buildings built on them. You can see vaguely just above you, right up in the distance, the ceiling, just about. But everything, the entire city is lit by what you can only make them out as small pinpoints of golden light. And the only reason you can't make out what the light sources are is because everything is covered in a thick yellowish smog that spreads throughout all the cities and just reaches above all of the buildings and the streets, and it seems to cling to all the pillars and the stairways and the few lifts that goes up and down. Off in the distance, you can just make out another door, another giant archway that leads through into another part of the city. This is Grossheim.
Cool.
And that is where we're going to leave this session.
That was very fun, Sam.
Thank you very much.
That was. Yeah.
We nearly lost one though.
Nearly lost one.
That's the fun part.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Do you have any notes or suggestions about what I could do better?
No, I don't think so.
Not kill us, please.
Not kill you. Okay.
Can't help that.
I will do my best not to kill you. My fingers are crossed. Okay then. Well,
Yeah, it's good overall.
thank you very much for playing. For anybody who is still watching, we will organise. We're not sure when the next stream will be. It might. I'd like to do it next Thursday around about the same time, if that's possible. But it might not be. So keep
Should
an
be alright.
eye on. Yep, should be okay. But people have work and things. I don't know when we'll all be available. So keep an eye on Twitter, which is @snailcreature. Keep an eye here. I'll probably put something up on Facebook as well when we've come to an agreement about time. And yes, next week we'll be joined by Daniela, hopefully, who will be joining us and playing her character. Yeah. Thank you very much, and yeah, please consider supporting us on Just Giving. We're trying to raise money for Macmillan. justgiving.com/fundraising/roll for gold. This episode will be put up on YouTube, which is the Snail Creature YouTube channel. Links to both of those down in the description. Yes, thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.